Well, what a day. Thanks for everybody who joined us this weekend. What a Kentucky Derby, man. Does it end any better than that with Jose, Cherie, Irad? The boys get the exacta. What a Derby weekend. I would say, for me, partly I didn't get on earlier. I was trying. There's a lot going on this morning. If you want to play the Sunset Pick 6, or you want to play coast to coast, they're both great bets. The card at Gulfstream is good. The last race 9, we'll talk about it. It's crazy. I think it's a very good sequence, I would tell you, where now I wanted to jump on talk Derby. Thanks everybody for being here. Mike Saletta, David Harrison, Oldie, Scotty, great weekend at Derby. Lots of Oaks and Derby coverage we had with Equine Edge, and we got Gulfstream Park. Here's what I'll tell you. It rained a bunch. Speed been dangerous. It's holding. There's a 13-1 in the second race and a 7-1 in race 5 for Equine Edge. Usually you might have seen that, but I thought both had a big chance. Both won. A lot of vulnerable favorites, I would say, on the card. I've 3 straight, or not 3 straight. Race 1, race 5, race 6, all vulnerable favorites. I think you could see more. And again, if you play the Sunset, I looked at playing the Coast or the Sunset Pick 6, last 3 at Gulfstream, last 3 at Santa Anita. It's very tough. My ticket was very expensive, but here's the last 3 at Gulfstream. Santa Anita I thought was a tough card, but that's coming up, and then you got Sunset Picks or Coast to Coast as well, I think, in like 30 minutes. But here's pick 3 at Gulfstream. But what a day, man. I mean, Golden Tempo beats Renegade. I would say, honestly, in my 12 days, 12 years of racing, it's pivotal in racing. That was a big Kentucky Derby. I think we'll see change in the sport. There was a lot that went on, but kudos to everybody. Jose riding out of his mind, just amazing. But last 3 at Gulfstream, the price is going to come in race 9, a little pick 3 play. I think the race 8's a tough main special weight. We'll talk about the Safi runner there. Speed been holding on the Chipita. The last race we'll talk about there's a lot of speed in that handicap. War to Remember could get loose here. I thought had a chance. I just 1-2-5. With it's not a high pace figure, but got a good advantage of 9 to 10 points over Big Timer. I think the picks have this race. Maybe the 2 can wire the field. The 5 final payment does look tough, but I didn't think that horse was just a standout lock. Honestly, Big Timer got a shot. Happy Altar only his 3rd runner. I think fits here for sure. And then you got the 2 War to Remember as well as final payment. So 3 deep there. I thought in the next. I think Slice Away getting to the dirt for the first time could be dangerous. You get the GSR increase of 11. Treasure Time's the Safi runner, a major player, gets over to the dirt, but sloppy track. But GSR also goes up, drops a little bit in SOR. I think could improve, but will get over bet. I mean, not over bet. I mean, the horse can for sure win. It's not a vulnerable favorite. Justified Gift, I think on the front end has a chance, or Tap This Way working well, but I thought it was a little bit of a tough sequence. This is a tough main special weight. They had a bunch of maidens today, and I thought it was tough. But let's talk about the last race. That's really why I wanted to jump on. So, again, Sunset Pick 6, Coast to Coast, great plays because this race is in it. I think you can beat Governor Sam. I'd say this is another vulnerable favorite on the card. Source does not have to win. We talk about it all the time. Comes out of the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. Long layoff, right? I mean, you look at the works, okay, fine. For George Weaver, Paco rides, but takes the drop. But I worry a little bit here. Off the layoff, I'm not sure. This horse might need a race. It didn't burn money on the layoff here versus 68 at Churchill last year this time. So coming back at the same time, it needed a little bit to it could win that quick call. There is so much speed in this handicap. They came off the turf and now they're on the Tapeta and they're going to be flying. I think the 5 could blow up the board with Miguel Vasquez, second in wins at the meet. And we'll talk about the leader in a minute. But I think the 5, if not, the 2 have speed, but the 5 I think might be the fastest of them all and has a really strong GSR at 72. I think that Miguel could wire the field in Esperon. I'm going to the 3 also as you saw, my second pick in this race. The 5 at a big price. Governor Sam going to take so much action, you know. And but to Mattingly, I think this horse be overlooked a little bit. Is the top win percent just slightly, but with all that speed, I do think Mattingly might be able to show some ability to kind of stock the pace. Last out you saw here and was in the 4 post. Now there's even more speed. Orsino doing well. We get leading jockey Sammy Camacho, who rides back after they burned money last out. I think comes back at a similar level. I think could sit a good trip off the pace and has a win going 5 furlongs on the Tapeta. Esperon is 0 for 5. That's a concern, right? And when you go and look back here, I mean, raced on the Tapeta in these races with speed versus easier. But what I would say, if this horse can get loose today, it won the last race, it's in form, it could improve off here. And again, I think the 5 very fast. But again, if pace fall apart, I mean, this is a crazy race. I think you can beat the 1, though. Other looks are to the 6 and 8 and 2. If you're e-user, you can see my notes. I'll get a note on the 8 too. But make it too, that's where, but it make it too expensive in a pick 3. The pick 5 was definitely would have been a play. It's gonna pay really good, 7 to 1, I think. Let off, if I remember right. But hey, wanted to jump on. Great racing at Churchill Downs. I really do. That was one of the coolest races I've seen in my 12 years. Watching the Ortiz brothers, watching Jose, Cherie, very cool for the game of racing, I would say. And, I think it's a pivotal time. There's a lot going on, right? I mean, we could talk about the impact of T.O. Elvis too, but, a lot of late money on that horse. You can find that on X. Marcel Graham did a good job sharing there, but a lot of sharp handicappers had Golden Tempo too. I saw that. I mean, good for them. We have rhetorical. I think we have 4 or 5 winners on the preview show from Churchill Downs. Oldie and Mike had some too. It was a great day. End of the week though, it's Sunday. Go Mariners. They're on 2-game losing streak, I think. Not playing well. Pistons playing Magic. Great game of basketball. But there's your late pick 3 at Gulfstream Park, and as well. I can't remember. It might be $1 too, or it's 50 cents. Can't remember. And again, if you want to play Sunset Pick 6 or Coast to Coast, great option. All right, y'all. Chat soon.